This is lesson 10 for section 12 of beer characteristics, and this is all about estery / fruity flavors in beer. Fruity flavors not caused by the addition of fruit specifically. So, estery / fruity character in beer. Esters can add a variety of fruity aromas and flavors reminiscent of bananas, strawberries, pears, apples, plums, and other tropical fruits, or a combination of any of these. They're formed by the combination of an alcohol and an organic acid. There are some factors that affect ester levels, primarily yeast strains. Different yeast strains will vary in the amount of esters they produce. Fermentation temperatures. High temperatures will increase ester production. High starting gravity worts. More esters typically form in denser worts. There are different types of esters that produce different types of aromas. Here's a look at the most common ones. Ethyl acetate, that produces the aroma of pear-like in low levels or nail polish remover in high levels. Acetyl acetate, these produce the signature banana aroma prominent in German Weissbier. Ethyl butyrate, this produces a tropical fruit and bubblegum-like character that is typical in Belgian ales. And ethyl hexanoate, this produces an aroma similar to red apples and contributes to the fruity complexity in some styles. Esters can be appropriate in some beer styles, but not in others. It's appropriate in mostly ales, notably the ethyl butyrate for Belgian ales specifically to complement and enhance the other ester characters found in those beers, and in Weiss beers that distinct banana character that acetyl acetate provides to it. Esters are typically considered an off flavor and aroma in most lagers and clean, crisp-like beers. Fruity aromas and flavors in beer aren't limited to being produced by esters. Hops can also add similar characteristics to a beer, usually on the favorable and expected side. They add fruit aromas with their aromatic compounds, geraniol, linalool, and limonin. They all contribute floral, citrus, and lemongrass-like notes. The aromatic notes form when the hydrocarbon in hops are converted to those last noted compounds. Fruity aromas from hops are usually grouped into fruity aromas from esters when looking at different aroma charts or flavor wheels, and that's because of their similarity, much like they're being grouped in this lesson. In terms of our exam, when we come across an aroma or flavor that could be from a hop or an ester, we don't necessarily need to know for sure which of those it is. We do need to know and acknowledge that it could be either. There are some things we can do to manage ester levels in brewing. First is through temperature control. Lower fermentation temperatures reduce esters. Higher temperatures aid in increasing ester production. We can also pick a yeast strain that will produce the ester character we're looking for to be in our beer. And making sure we're pitching the proper amount of yeast and aerating our wort before pitching to make sure we're getting the ester character that we're expecting. Ester / fruity beer characteristics in summary. Esters add fruity character to beer that are desirable in many ale styles but generally avoided in lagers. Both yeast and hops contribute fruity aromas, which can be managed by fermentation conditions in ingredient selection. And in regards to brewing feedback in our exam, if you find a beer being a bit too estery or fruity, an example of the suggestion we could put is control fermentation variables and hop additions to achieve the ideal estery profile for the intended style. And that is it for this lesson on ester / fruity characteristics. We are going to head to that next lesson, and I will see you there.